Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning to one and all. Textbook page number 23. English 1.5 part 2, the necklace. Obviously they were in a haphazard manner, they were totally in a dilapidated manner, they were totally in a despaired manner, sorrowful, grieved, totally lost everything. That means they were in a ruinous state. So they begged the jeweler. Begged means pleaded, begging, pleading the jeweler not to sell it for the 3 days, and they made an arrangement that he would take it back for 34,000 francs if the other necklace was found before the end of February. That means they made a arrangement, means they made a deal that if that particular necklace was found within the month of February or within 1 month's time, the jeweler will take that same necklace back again at the cost of 34,000. The actual cost was 40,000 francs. Mr. and Mrs. Loisel were getting it for 36,000 francs, but on the deal, on making arrangement with the jeweler himself or the shopkeeper himself, was that he would take it returned at 34 francs. That means a loss of 2,000 francs if they found that old necklace immediately within a 1 month's time period. Loisel had 18,000 francs which his father had left behind him. He would borrow the rest. That means parental money value left by the father of Mr. Loisel, 18,000 francs, and the rest 18,000 francs would be borrowed, would be taken on loan, would be done overtime duty or doing some other odd even job so that Mr. and Mrs. Loisel could collect altogether 36,000 francs. And he did borrow, he gave notes, made ruinous agreements, dealt with every type of money lender. That means Mr. Loisel did odd and even jobs in that case, and in that same way he made notes, he kept writing notes for people, made some calculating work for people, and he did all odd and even jobs also. What he was supposed to do and what he was not supposed to do in that particular manner. Then he went to the new necklace and laid down on the jeweler's counter 36,000 francs. They went to the jeweler's shop. They sat at the counter, $36,000, francs to be given to the shopkeeper. When Madame Loisel took the necklace back, Madame Forster said coldly. Coldly means in an angry manner, "You should have returned it sooner. I might have needed it." That means she, Mrs. Forrester, in a cold voice means in an anger tone, said that, "Madam Loisel, you should have returned it earlier to me, because I may have needed it at some time of the week in that way." From then on, Madame Loisel knew the horrible life of the very poor. That means from here onwards, Mrs. Loisel had to turn the table completely round, because earlier she was staying in a well furnished house. She had good amount of clothing, she had good amount of luxury, she had good amount of comforts, she had maids in and around her house to do the household work. But today, because of this 36,000 franc loss of that particular necklace, she had turned from comfort to just a minute, more than the BPL people. That means just living below the poverty line people, just turned to complete pauper state, P-A-U-P-E-R. Pauper means a very poor person. But she played her part heroically. Heroically means bravely. Obviously, when it comes onto one's own part, on one's own person, he or she has to feel the difficulties of life. He or she has to face the obstacles of life. He or she must resolve to the problems that are created in our path, on our route, in that way. The first and foremost thing, the dreadful debt made by must be paid. That means all the loan they had taken must be paid on a regular basis, on proper monthly ways. She would pay it, that means she was ready to pay it, obviously, and she did it to the best in that way. They dismissed their maid, that means dismiss means removed. The maid or the servant was asked to leave her job, and that job would be done by Mrs. Loisel herself. They changed the lodging. Lodging means the place where a person lives. The place where a person is living is called a lodging. That means they changed their lodging also. They moved to they rented a garret under the roof. That means they rented a small room up in the top of part of another big house, and it was obviously very small. The roof was almost touching the head in that case. Finally, she came to know the drudgery of housework. Drudgery means hard manual work. That means the work of a maid, the work of a servant, meaning doing all the odd and even jobs of the house. Cleaning the house, mopping the house, sweeping the house, dusting the house, smacking all the cushions in that way, and doing all the linen work, the kitchen work in that way. The odious means disgusting, annoying, things that are rather for a person to do these types of job where a person is unwilling to do that particular job. Labor of the kitchen, labor means work of the kitchen. She washed the dishes, that means she did all the washing of the kitchen dishes out there. The dirty linen means the clothes that you wear on a daily basis. She carried the garbage means all the waste that comes out from the complete house, and she obviously has to go and dump it onto the dumping ground region or the area which is meant for garbage bin. Down every street every morning and carried up the water, stopping at each landing to catch her breath and dress like a commoner. Carried up the water. Obviously, she had to carry water up the staircase to go to the top room, that is your garret out there, and stopping at each landing. Each landing means each step. Obviously, what she was unable to do or she was not been doing for the previous years, happy go easy life, has turned to hard go difficult life now. That means every step of hers was taking a large deep breath, because she was not habitual to hard manual work. She was even dressed now as a more common person, as a more simple person, or just a simple commoner, public poor villager type. She had to bargain at the market. Bargain means discuss over the financial affairs to reduce or the price of whatever you are purchasing, the simple essential goods that are required, the onion, the potatoes, your ginger, your chili, your garlic, all this in that case. Quarrel, obviously oral fights with the shopkeeper or with the vendor or the hawkers on the street. Insult over every miserable soul. Miserable does not mean sad. Out here it means every single paise, every single rupee, every single so. According to France, the franc and so is a minor amount. Insult means ashamed of doing something which was never to be done earlier in that case. Each month they had to pay some loan, renew other, get more time. That means every month they paid the debt on installment basis along with the interest also. Then they took new loan also in that case, and the old loan was also renewed at frequent intervals. Apart from that, her husband worked extra every evening doing accounts for tradesmen, businessmen. Account means calculation. Accounts means calculation. Tradesman means businessman. And often late into the night. He sat copying a manuscript. Manuscript means writing notes. Manuscript means writing notes at 5 sols a page. That means he wrote every page for a cost of 5 sols. That means 5 sols according to the France currency. France has a currency of francs and sols. So a minor value for writing 5 pages. So for writing 1 page you would get 5 sols. This life lasted 10 whole years. That means if you understand it, Madame Loisel turned the table around. She removed the servant, she removed the maid, she did all the even and odd jobs, all the difficult and disgusting and odious menial work was done by her, all the drudgery type of work was done by her, and living in a small room on the top of a house in that case, taking the garbage to the garbage dump, carrying water step by step, taking a deep breath while climbing upstairs, giving up the loan, completing up some steps. Husband, that means Mr. Loisel, was doing hard work every day, every night, overtime. He's done calculations for tradesmen, writing notes for students, writing notes for people, doing all the copyright works of all the different types of ministry, odd even jobs in that case. And all of this lasted 10 whole years to complete 36,000. All the amount was paid up, all the interest was given up, and everything was totally coming to an end. That means Mr. and Mrs. Loisel had given 10 whole years to the 18,000 francs that was supposed to be paid on time without any delay. 10 long years for Mr. and Mrs. Loisel, which was completely ruined, and physically and mentally and externally their face outlook was also changed in that manner. I'll end out here, page number 23. We have another 2 paragraphs left. Any doubt, any queries, any problems, any questions, any sentence, any word not understood, please ask me again and again. I shall speak to you, I shall talk to you, I can chat with you. I am available 24/7. We are Heraians, we are Heraites, we are always ready to work and devote ourselves to dedication, determination, persistence, persuasion, performance, and give everything to the bitter end. You are most welcome to ask me anytime, 24/7 online I am. You can call me, chat with me. Thank you. Jazakallah.